NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Eagles and the Pats under the lights on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway in Foxborough. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here come the Patriots now on offense. They'll be led out by their 6'4" QB from the University of Tennessee. It's Joshua Dobbs.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next.
And this will be caught at the 30. A huge play there right off the bat. 44 yards.
I've heard of quick strike offenses, but this is taking that to the extreme. I mean, the very first snap of the ball game, normally you're thinking, let's get our quarterback comfortable and get him into the flow of the game, but not here. They come out attacking from the outset, and it pays off in a big way.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Gibson here running out of the gun. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Here's Dobbs to throw. Finding Bourne here over the middle. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And the Patriots are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. To throw is Dobbs. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Byron Young forcing his way in there for the sack.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But, Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now Dobbs. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. Well, that was a long, sustained opening drive, but in the end, only able to get 3, the field goal out of it.
And absolutely, you'll take the points and the early leads. You never give those back. But there will be a little bit of disappointment that they didn't punch it in for 6 after that kind of yardage and that kind of drive that they had.
So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, young man out of Syracuse.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They'll look to throw here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Off the play fake. McCord. That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Back to throw again. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but third and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And a solid run down inside the 30. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. Here's 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, McCord. And that's caught by the tight end, Granson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 16. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Dillon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Dillon, they'll run here with Dillon. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Shipley will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And the question now, can the Patriot defense hold firm again on 3rd? And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A.J. Dillon taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Throw left side complete. That's Douglas. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Dobbs is throwing. Open man is born. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Out of the gun, Dobbs. He finds Douglas complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. On play action, it's Dobbs. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This is 2nd and 8. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Dobbs. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
Well, good start for him in this one here, the first quarter, and he's now 2 for 2 on field goals.
And I know while the offensive coaches are telling their guys, hey, let's leave the kicker out of it unless it's an extra point, this could pay dividends if this game is tight down the stretch. His confidence is going to be sky high if they need him for a big-time kick.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Dillon now off the option. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Patriots take over. New England trying to get a place on offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Back to throw, Dobbs. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now Dobbs. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. The quick feet by Jackson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Dillon now on 1st and 10. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Straight ahead, Shipley. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
14 yards there and an Eagle first down. Back to throw. McCord.
A short one there, caught by Granson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. McCord. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Marshall. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That one goes for 24 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Back to throw. McCord. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Zone read, here's Shipley.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Touchdown!
Terrace Marshall.
From 8 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it's Terrace Marshall who's able to cap things off with a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. New England's offense set to go. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football. From the 35, here's 2nd and 3. As they've got it as we resume action.
Throwing here, Dobbs.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
A nice little juke. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Here's Dobbs to throw. Got the connection here to Bourne. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Off the play fake. Here's Dobbs. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll look to throw again. Douglas with a grab over the middle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee you he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Looking to throw. Dobbs.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Here's Stevenson.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown.
Ramondre Stevenson.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Patriots have come back to make it a 2-point game. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And out now come the Eagles.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
There's a short throw taken in by Bryant.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Back to throw. McCord for Marshall. That's complete. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
On the handoff, it's Shipley. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second and 4. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bryant. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down. Up the middle, Johnson. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Over the middle, complete. It's Bryant.
And the Eagles are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. And they'll try the option on first and goal.
Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And it's picked up by the Patriots. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And that'll make this a 6-point game. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
He dumps this off to Dillon underneath.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Looking to throw. McCord. And Bryant's got it over the middle. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
They give to Dillon out of the gun.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They run once more with Dillon. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
Back to throw. McCord. He's got a man. That's Marshall. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, they go with Shipley.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. They'll look to throw now on first down.
Throw going to be caught left side here by Granson.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
They'll give it to Shipley.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. McCord. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that cuts the lead down to just 3, 20-17.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Possession back to the Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson headed out with the offense.
It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Dobbs.
Pass complete once again to Bourne.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back and forth. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
The Eagles offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
It's caught. Smith. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw. McCord.
And that's caught by the tight end, Granson.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Finding Gray on the out route.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. McCord.
That is caught.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Looking to throw. McCord. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Here's Braden Mann now
as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Patriots offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. We saw a solid first half from the Oklahoma man, Ramondre Stevenson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
A short one there, caught by Granson.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. McKee now to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force the incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll throw with May. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw, May.
That's complete. It's Bell. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Johnson on the return.
44-yard punt, return of 9.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Trailing here in the 3rd, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
A run on 1st down with Shipley.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not letting him loose.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Tanner McKee
keeping it himself from 7 yards out.
And the Eagles have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. Takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will make this a 4-point game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. New England trying to get a place on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
A handoff running left is Gibson. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From the shotgun, May with it. Gets this complete to Butte.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
They'll try the left side with Gibson.
And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Throwing here is May.
He's got Hooper on the short connection. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. To the air, May.
And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
Throw complete to Bell.
And some space here. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The end result, 21 yards.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
To throw, it's May. And that'll be complete to the running back, Gibson.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Here's May.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots.
Keyshawn Butte.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Patriots have answered back with a 3rd-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead.
Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Here's McKee.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
And McKee now.
Complete. Smith has it. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
McKee. A short one there, caught by Granson.
If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll run. Here's Shipley.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Looking to throw. McKee.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots.
Through the middle of the field.
And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
McKee will look to throw it.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Back to throw, McKee. He's got Granson, his tight end.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll give up the middle to Johnson.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
McKee to throw here. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
And that's complete to Cooks. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team...
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Another try after the first down sack. McKee. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That one out wide and intercepted. Marcus Jones picks it. Down the left sideline.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the 3rd quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick 6.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person just ended up in the end zone with the football. He was the one that answered the bell.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Anthony Jennings in that time defensively.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
On the run is Shipley. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He spots Henderson open left side. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll look to throw. That is caught. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 big yards on that one, and a New England 1st down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. We get set for the 4th quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football. The slot man in motion right.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Once more, Gibson.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a 1st down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Out of the gun they give to Henderson. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
May now off the bootleg.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
They'll throw with May. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So the call there, roughing the passer.
Well, the preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you've got some defenders who are too eager to impress trying to make this team. And that time we saw one take a shot at the quarterback way too late.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Looking to throw, May.
And he's going to go down, sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Rolling to his right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Only a 3-yard loss there on the sack, but more importantly, it leads to a 4th and goal.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
McKee now to throw.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
Anthony Jennings in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd and long. McKee looking for the out route here, and he's got Cooks.
That'll give them 8 that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Here's 2nd and 10. Gibson again.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down.
Play action. May.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
Throwing to start the drive. McKee. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. McKee. He gets it to Cooks. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Back to throw. McKee.
That'll be caught by Shipley.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So the pitch and catch good for 11, and that'll make it 2nd down. Slot man moves right. Throwing again on 2nd down.
McKee, a short throw here to Latu.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, just like last play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Operating from the gun. McKee.
That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Back to throw again. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but Certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Here's McKee. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And McKee now. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he is going to have an Eagles first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Well, give them credit. They're going to stay and fight this out to the end. 4th down, you've got to go for it. And they not only convert, but pick up some good yardage as well.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
McKee.
And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Here is 3rd and 5. And McKee will look to throw it.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is secured by the Patriots. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
2nd and 10. From the gun, it's May. Throw complete to Bell.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
To throw, it's May. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. McKee to throw here.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Looking to throw. McKee.
His throw incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
That's pulled in by Wilson.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet? And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole there.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
New England's offense set to go.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Throwing here is May. And they try to set up the screen, but that almost disaster as it falls incomplete. Very nearly a turnover, but it's 4th down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
So now the Eagles down by 16, less than 90 seconds to go. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10.
Back to throw, McKee.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Marcus Jones picks it.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
Well, this defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only have they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Well, the Eagles offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Operating from the gun, McKee.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
New England trying to get a place on offense. Well, CD, this is the ideal situation in the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful. They've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.